All right, what's up, SCE folks? We are back for part two as promised. Zoom is hating on me, man. They only gave me a few minutes on that one, so sorry for the interruption. But we getting back into this thing. The next topic we're gonna talk about the scuttlebutt around the league, right? We're gonna talk about what's been going on, who's been making moves, having good games, making a run, and who's kind of falling behind, right? So first of all, we have to talk about the Nets, of course. The
Yeah,
Nets.
bro cooking.
He's cooking. He's on a revenge tour, right? He's playing with that real chip on his shoulder this year. Because last season we all know what happened.
What
Shout
happened?
out
What
to the
happened? Tell me.
Hornets. Shout out to the Hornets. A little recap. Hornets made history. He was the number 16 seed, beat the Bulls, who selected him to play. Beat him. Who did he beat in the second round? Me. Beat me in the second round. Then
That's a
goes
tall
on to play
challenge.
the Nets. Beats him in the conference finals. Goes to the finals, loses to the Hawks, but big shout out to the Hornets. That was crazy, but it was a shock. I know the Nets did not go into that series thinking he was finna lose. I don't think he was finna run over him, but because of what he just did to the Bulls and myself. But I don't think he went into it thinking that he was finna get knocked out of the playoffs by this super young Hornets team. So that was crazy. And now Nets is going, wow, 46-4 is a very crazy record. Very crazy record.
And probably only got four sim wins. I mean, eight sim games left.
Yeah. So really, I don't know that he loses any more games. So he's going into the playoffs very hot. It's gonna be a big year for him. It's gonna be a big year for him. There's a lot of pressure, definitely a lot of pressure because Kyrie's getting older, KD's getting older, his window is getting a little bit smaller. So but he seems to be doing what he needs to do to prepare himself to win that ring because he's going absolutely nuts, man, absolutely nuts. Um, some other guys that's been balling. So like shout out to the Rockets. The Rockets started the season by traded Scotty for Jabari Smith
Jabari for
Jr.
Scotty.
Right, right. Traded Jabari for Scotty. So now he's linked up LaMelo Ball with Scotty, and he did not start the season well. He was well under 500. He was like 8-16 or something like that at one point. But now he's really on a roll. I
I
think.
think
Let me
he's
look at his
30 and
record.
21, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so he went on a tear. So it seems like he's figured them boys out, figured his offense out, maybe figured out his defense. It takes some time to adjust to a new team for sure. So we'll see. I mean, he might be somebody to watch out for in the playoffs. If he has that team down, he might be somebody to watch out for. He's got two really solid young stars. So not only is he going to be good this year, he's also going to be good in the years to come, right? So I like the moves that he's been making. I like how he's been playing lately. It's gonna be interesting to see him continue to do his thing. Hopefully, he gets out the first round this year. This might be the year. This might be the year that he doesn't. But even if he doesn't, I think his future is bright. I think his future is bright. It's only up. Like did you play the Rockets this year?
Yeah.
How did y'all end up? What was y'all?
I want to say we split.
That's all right. But I'm still me, so I swept him.
Yeah,
But
I'm ass.
yeah, yeah. But that's still a big win. Beating Greek and them even one time is a big accomplishment because you yourself is the next person that we got to talk about. Mr. First Round himself. You are having a great season. Your record is amazing. You are about to finish. It looks like you'll finish top five in the standings, depending on
Uh,
how things shake out. You
should
should
be
be
top
about
three because everything else I got left is sim wins, and I'm already
So
34 and
okay, so
13.
even better, top three in
Yeah.
standings, and so that's a little bit of pressure, man. Because when you finish top three in standings, that's not a first round exit type year. That's a we go into the chip. We go into hey, that's it. You got to be ready. You got to be ready for that pressure, man.
I'm just a regular season nigga, bro.
You're
Playoffs come,
regular
I
season.
choke, I freeze, I call timeouts when I ain't got them. I blow leads.
So, are you approaching the game any differently this year, or what do you think has been making a difference for you?
I mean, if you recall last year, I was always top five in records. Like
Really?
I've I've never was like remember the first year I was the number one seed
That's true. That's
and
true. That's
lost to the
true.
Magic.
Hmm.
But nah, man, right now I'm just working on giving Giannis the ball. Like
Right.
everybody say I don't give him the ball enough. I'm
Right.
giving that nigga the ball, letting him go to work.
That's
But I'm
it.
also working on what I didn't work on in previous cycles is I'm building my future. Usually I trade all my draft picks. Well, the Bucks did that before I got here, but
Hmm.
usually I trade all my draft picks, get rid of the young players, and kind of this year I'm working on building up the youth, man, and
There you
trying to
go.
see
Putting your
if
GM hat on.
if I can't win in the first 3 years, my last 3 years I'm gonna have dogs.
Right. That makes sense. I like it. So a more balanced approach to the game overall. Because I don't think we have any new guys here, but we STE does go for many cycles. We average at least I want to say 7, 8 seasons at
Mm-hmm.
least. Like with 5 of them being very strong. Sometimes we kind of push through the last couple, but so you have at least have seven seasons to really build your team, and you really can have two. That's two completely different teams within one cycle of 2K. So it's definitely important to keep that stuff in mind when you thinking about making your moves and stuff. It's crazy. That is crazy. So we cover the Nets, we cover the Rockets, covered you. The next team is
Hell,
the
fuck that. Let's talk about you,
who
Mister
I mean,
Overachiever. Like you know how you coming.
this is but that's the thing. Like this is everybody, y'all know my name. You know what I'm saying? You know who I am. That's it. This is what
Who,
I
who got
do.
who got more rings? You above?
Damn, that's tough. That's tough. I got more All-Star game rings. How about how about that? How about that? And that's a good segue into that. We can go ahead and start talking about the All-Star game. What do you think about the new format of the All-Star game?
So I was telling you the other night, boy, like I like the new format, but I'm gonna maintain the teams that are built with mostly newer players, younger players, have an advantage. They have an advantage in the strength of the fact that most of the younger players have 3 and D both ways, or at least can shoot the three ball, which opens the floor more. Like I played with the Bucks team, right? The issue with the Bucks team was their two best bigs can't shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier to shrink the floor against them because their bigs are from the 60s and 70s.
Right.
So it's easier to guard those guys. Whereas when you play against a team like the Thunder have bigs that can shoot. You can even put KD just at the four. You
Mm-hmm.
have Paul George who you can put at the three. You know what I'm saying? Like you have options that spread the floor so much more that it's insane. But the format wise, the way we're doing it now, like pick the time slot, we pick the people from that time slot. That shit kind of ill, man. Particularly ill because we can't do it the original way.
Right,
The
right.
way
Because
when
it
I
was it's
joined,
not
where
like
you pick your
before.
player,
Mm-hmm.
like, because that was the best format. Like
Yeah, that
you
was the
bring your
best. Yeah,
player
that was the best,
outside.
because that's where I feel like the most bragging rights come in as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I cooked you with my dude. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, it won't nobody else, won't no team. I don't want to hear that.
yeah.
I cooked you with my dude. But we had to make do. I'm really liking the new format. I think that it allows us to, because already way more All-Star games have been played this year
Fact.
than in prior seasons. We've had like 4 or 5, maybe like 5 or 6 actually All-Star games
Hmm.
played already.
What was
And
your
that's
record, sir?
who, me?
Yeah, Goat Man.
I'm the All-Star game god, so I'm undefeated.
Oh, oh,
I'm
okay, okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm undefeated. I'm 3-0, and there was a couple of games that I think my opponent might have thought they had the better of me and my squad. I'll say this: I might not be the best stick skill user at any mode, but I am the game planning god. There is nobody better than me at game planning a game. That's nobody better. And if you've been on my team in the All Star game, you'll know that I see everything. I see everything. I know who's weak. I know who's strong. I know who we need to stay away from. I know who we need to attack. I know what we need to do on offense. I know what we need to do on defense. And I'm gonna tell you exactly how to execute it. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's what make me the point guard. Understand? Like there's nobody better. There's nobody better. So, and shout out to Pelicans. Pelicans is 5-0 in the All-Star game. Any team that he's been on has won. So I think that's a crazy record, especially with how we're doing it. He's been on essentially some random teams. It's always a mix. It's always a mix. It's always different teams. It's always different players that you're using. He's been in different. I think he's played center. I think he's played wing. He's at the two. He's been in different positions and been successful every single time. So that has been crazy. I'm really liking the new format. I like the variety that it brings, like playing like as the team captain's team.
Hmm.
You get different looks. You get to use different players. It's been so much fun. It's been so much fun. I'm really enjoying how that's playing out, and I'm looking forward to continue having it rolling, man. Continue having it rolling. So that's it. Um, what's your record in the All Star game, Trey?
Horrible.
Oh, you must have ran into a goat a couple of times, huh?
Maybe.
Man. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's participated in the All-Star game. I hope y'all like it. If y'all have any other suggestions or ideas of things that we can do to keep the league exciting and spicy, we love the spicy talk. We love the spicy talk. So if y'all have any other ideas, let's keep it pushing. My DM's always open. My DM's always open. But I wanted to welcome some newcomers in a couple of different ways. Shout out to Legacy. Legacy is back in the league. Energy is back. All right. As the Pacers. He left last year. Well, he does the same dance every year. He comes, he'll play a couple seasons, then he leave at the end of the season or whatever. And then he'll come back. So hopefully he just stays this time. I think Legacy is great for the league. He's an active guy. He's nice. He's taking over. The Pacers are not a bad team. They got some money. They got some couple of young guys that they working with, and it's gonna be interesting to see him build that team because he's also a very good GM. I think he's a very good player. So he's definitely going to add a different layer to the team, to the league next season for sure. So I wanted to give him a shout out. I wanted to shout out Steph. He is a STE champion. He has not been on the game, I think, for like 2 years though. He came in as the Suns. So we did some mixing around with the league, because we want to keep the league active. So
Mhm.
we got rid of Coach.
Bring Coach
RIP.
back.
RIP. It is what it is. But a coach was the type of guy. We'll be halfway through the season, and he'll still be talking about is the playoffs over yet. So at some point, things got to change. At some point, things got to change. So we brought back Steph. I'm hoping that he gets his sea legs under him again, and bring some more spice and activity to the league. And there was also a new shakeup. We have a new admin. Bub
Hey,
is now admin. Clippers is no longer admin. So that was a new shakeup. Welcome to the admin team, Bub. I'm sure you'll do big and great things. Let's see. Is there anybody? I don't think there's anybody else new. I think that kind of covers it. I think that
watch your
kind of covers
players' heights, because Bub is known for that shit.
it. Y'all got some history with that, right? Y'all got a little bit of history.
Yeah,
But
Bub know he my
welcome
man,
to
so
all
I
the
fuck with
welcome to
Bub.
all the new teams. Welcome to all the new admins, man. Happy to have y'all here. And so we're gonna finish it up with talking a little bit about the upcoming off season. So everybody is doing a lot of scrambling, trying to free up cap space, trying to do a lot of things like shaking and moving to make sure that they have some money for this off season. Yeah, okay, baby, go ahead. To free up some money for this off season because these free agents is going crazy. You got Kawhi, you got Anthony Davis, we got Paul George, James Harden, Jalen Brown. Like these are just to name a few. There's a lot of free agents upcoming, and over half the league. I mean, I think I counted like 17 or 18 guys that's gonna have at least one max slot. So like half the league has at least one max slot to bring in somebody that could really shift the dynamic of the whole league. So like I'm looking forward. It's gonna be very fun and exciting offseason. Free agency is gonna be crazy. Definitely looking forward to that. Do you have your eye on anybody that you trying to scoop up?
I can't tell nobody. Shit, niggas might catch me slipping.
I feel that. I feel that. Some things you
Shit.
gotta play close to the chest.
Y'all know
I feel that.
I got some shit in the tank. I got some money this year. I ain't never had
Hmm.
money in free agents.
Yeah, so we finna splash around. We definitely finna splash around the free agency. So that's gonna be
I'm tr-
interesting.
just know I'm getting Giannis some help. Know that much. No, it ain't
Right.
gonna be Rui Hachimura.
That's right. He's no longer gonna be your second player. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm definitely trying to try to upgrade a couple positions myself. I'm trying to upgrade a couple positions myself. So yeah, I mean,
Who
there's been
you
a lot
looking
of.
at? Who you
I
looking at?
mean, I'm looking at some nice guys. I can't divulge everything. Okay, I can't divulge everything. But there's been a lot of talk in the league about the Raptors. Also, we can talk about this a little bit. How they've been watching his money situation. So they feel like he's going to run into the hard cap, which I think is 200 million next year. I think he'll be fine. He's going to be at like 140 million. That still leaves him 60 million dollars to play people, right? So you're obviously not going to pay Tobias Harris another 40 million. Like he has no one else to pay except Tyrese Maxey. Nobody else is really any good on this team. so it doesn't really matter. Like he has Springer on the team option, you can bring him back. Najee is gonna be cheap. You know, he might not even he can let him walk for real if he wants. So Raptors has money. Like let's not confuse. He is fine. He's not over the hard cap. Because no one is paying who is it? Draymond Green $30 million.
25 million. Yeah.
Right, like let's be realistic here. Like, so I just want to touch on that real quick. I said I wasn't, but we got at some point we got to learn to read and use the salary cap breakdown table. That's it, because it's really
Fact.
not difficult. It's really not that difficult. But I think that about covers everything. Was there anything else you want to cover real quick before we head out?
Now we pretty much went over everything I had on the books today, man. Like
Yeah.
all the big shit.
For sure, for sure. All right, well, y'all, thank y'all for y'all time. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Let's finish off the season strong. All-Star game scheduled for tonight. Y'all react to the post if y'all want to play. You can play
I
up
will
to
be reacting
you
because
get
I will be
credit
playing
for up
because
to
I'm off
three
today.
games. You get credit for up to 3 games. So y'all make sure y'all get all the credit you can. That's it. All right, Mr. Bootcut out. Y'all take care, boys.
All right, fellas, y'all be smooth.